TinkerCAD tips. Still talking about this 3D printed chainmail and flexible fabrics. Now in this one, this is a design that I created and I patterned it after one that I saw in MakerWorld. I'll show you that one in the next tutorial. But this one is just very simply two squares with radiused edges, and then around on each side we have these rectangles that have been angled out and then attached at one corner at the top left and then at the bottom right so that they interlock. The one thing that I should have done here that in hindsight would have helped improve the print was to have put a support right in the center. There's nothing that goes in the center, so the center would have helped support that, so there wouldn't need to be any printed supports like tree supports or anything. And you'll see here when it's put together with wave duplication how the elbows of each of those corners interlock. So let's jump over and I will show you the 3D printed version of this. Alright, here's the printed version of that design. It came out fairly well. I could have done a little bit better job in setting the slicer settings for the tops of these. But as far as the flexibility, very flexible, almost too flexible, little bit too much give here, kind of floppy. There's the back side of it. And if you can see in between here, it really would have helped to have had some type of a built-in support in these, although my CR10 did pretty good at printing this. So I wouldn't call this a failed design. It actually does work pretty well. But I could have tightened up these rectangles that I put in here and made the fabric cling together a little bit better so that it wasn't quite so loose. So I told you this was a copy of one that I saw in MakerWorld, and we'll get to that one next. That's down here. So, as always, like, follow, and share. If you have any questions or comments, you know where to leave those. See you in the next one.